Let's look at 2023 paper 2 question number 5. Figure 2 shows a right pyramid with a square base ABCD and vertex E. Okay, there's our vertex and it is a square. Okay, the base is a square and also the sides are denoted here. The base of the pyramid is horizontal with AB is equals to BC is equals to 12 centimeter. The diagonals of the base intersect at point O. Okay, if we draw the diagonals, it intersects at O. Okay, that means E is right above O, and the vertex E of the pyramid is vertically above O, and angle EA, sorry, the angle between EA and the plane ABCD is 30 degree. What is ABCD? It's base ABCD, and EA, which is this side right here. So that means this is 30 degree. Okay, the angle between the base and one of the corner, I don't know what this is called, but basically side EA. The height of the pyramid is h, so this right here EO is h. Find the exact value of h. Now how do we find the value of h? And in here it says exact value. Whenever it says exact value, keep the square root like just like that. Okay, do not make it into a decimal. Okay, now how do we find the value of h? We have to get it from one of the triangles. How do we get it from one of the triangles? Which triangles do we choose? Because there's so many triangles we can make. One is AOE, obviously. The other one we can make is like in the middle of the plane, basically, and also with one of the plane ABE. Basically, one of the plane is a triangle. Every single one of them are identical. So which one do we take? Obviously, we have to take one where h exists. So it has to be a triangle with the side EO. Okay, since this angle is given, so that means we are going to take the triangle AOE. Okay, so if we take triangle AOE, what do we have? We have to find one of the side, which is EO. We have to find this. We have one of the angle, the opposite angle of opposite angle of H is angle EAO, which is 30 degree. Okay, you don't have to write this, I'm just writing it, just pointing out this is the opposite of the height. Okay, now what do we need in order to relate? This is unknown, so that means in order to use we can use either SOHCAHTOA. This, since this is a triangle, we can use SOHCAHTOA, we can use sine rule, we can use cosine rule. Okay, in order to use cosine rule, we need, as I've mentioned in question 2, we need 3 sides and 1 angle. The cosine rule gives us a relation between 3 sides and 1 angle. Sine rule gives us a relation between 2 sides, 2 angles. Okay, and these are for any triangles. Okay, and SOHCAHTOA are only for right angles. Since we already have a right angle triangle, so that means we don't have to go into sine rule and cosine rule. Okay, now SOHCAHTOA, we have to get which one? Since we have the opposite side here, this is our angle, opposite of the angle, we have to find that, so that means opposite side, so either SO or TOA. So this cosine eliminates, so that means we have either sine or tangent. Now which one do we take? Now we have either side AO or side AE. which one can we find? That's the main question. Now if we look at AE, there's nothing given here that would be helpful to find AE. But if we look at AO, this is the diagonal of the square ABCD, and as we know, the diagonal of a square is diagonal of a square only, this is only applicable only for the square, is side times square root of 2. Those who know it, just use it. If you don't know where this is coming from, or if you don't want to use this, what we can do is we can just draw that square, draw the diagonal that we need, and remove two of the sides. This leaves us with a right angle triangle where the sides are, let's say sides are A, and this is our hypotenuse. So I can write H, but I'm not going to write H because we already have an H. This might confuse people, so I'm going to write C. And if we look at this, we can use the Pythagoras triangle rule. If you don't know this, just call 999 because you need help. You need serious help. Okay. So hypotenuse square is equals to the summation of the remaining side, square of the remaining sides. So if we get C from here, square root of a squared plus a squared, which is 2a squared, and from here we get this, and a means basically side. That's where I got the equation side times square root of 2. Okay, so we are going to use this to find the side AO. This is basically half of AC, and half of AC is square root of 2 times AB. You can take any one of the sides. It's gonna be the same times 12. So if we cancel this out, we are left with 6 root 2. This is AO. Now that we have AO, we can apply AO is adjacent. So adjacent and opposite, 10 30 degree is equals to adjacent by opposite. So adjacent is 6 root 2 we just found, and opposite is the H, and 10 30 degree is 10 30 degrees is square root 1 over 3 is square root of 1 over square root of 3, if I'm not mistaken. And if we just shuffle this, we get H comes to this side, square root of 3 goes to the other side. So 6 root 2 times root 3. I'm really sorry, this should be opposite by adjacent. So H over 6 root 2. So H is equals to 6 root 2 comes to this side over root 3. Now you could say this is the answer, but we never leave this irrational number at the denominator. Denominator is always rational, and greater than 0. Okay, and integer. Okay, we always make sure denominator is greater than 0 and integer, or a natural number you could say, and it's a rational number. Okay, so how do we do that? What we can do is, in order to eliminate this root 3, we can bring another root 3 at the bottom. So root 3 times root 3 becomes 3, which is an natural number. Okay, natural number is any number that's all the integers, all the whole numbers starting from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. We depict it by using the letter n in sets. You will see that in the set a lot. Okay. Now, what is rational number? Rational number is any number that you can represent in this format, p over q, where p and q are both integers. Z represents the set of integers. Okay, and q is greater than 0. Okay. So since we multiply, so in order to get rid of this square root, we multiplied with the square root of 3. Okay. So since we multiply the square root of 3 at the bottom, we have to multiply the square root of 3 at the top, and this cancels out each other. So that means we are not changing the value of the whole fraction. Okay. So the bottom square root 3 and root 3 multiplies, we get 3, and at the top 6 stays like this, and square root of 2 square root of 3, we multiply both of them, we get a square root of 6. Now this 3 and 6 cancels out, we get 2 and then a square root of 6. This is our h. So the value of h is 2 root 6. Let's look at the next part of the question. The point f lies on AD such that AF is to FD is equals to 1 is to 4. Lies on AD. Okay. Since AF is to FD, so that means point is right here. So this is F. Okay. No, the F should be right here. Closer to D. This is our F. Calculate the nearest degree. Calculate the size of the angle EFO to the nearest degree. EFO is this right here. Okay. So what do we have for this? We have the angle H, sorry, side H, and other than that we don't have anything for that triangle. Now the angle we have to find is, by the way, it doesn't matter where you draw the F. Okay. It's just helpful, it's slightly easier if you draw it at a close up, like a not exact but closer to the correct position. This is the angle we have to find, angle EFO. Okay. Now this is a right angle triangle, so that means we can use SOHCAHTOA. We have one of the sides, we just have to find another side, either the adjacent or hypotenuse. So we are going to use sine or tangent. Now which one do we find? In order to find this, we have to kind of make it 2D image of some shapes that has either adjacent or hypotenuse. Okay, let's look at the base, or we can look at the side. Okay, let's look at one of the plane. This is this side from I don't know how to explain this, but basically the plane from this side. So this is the point E, this is point D, and this is point A, and our point F is close to D, and we have to find this point AD, and the whole side is 12 centimeters, and the ratio is 1 is to 4. 1 is to 4. Now what we have to find is this. Okay, and let's look at the base, which is a square. 12, 12, then A, B, C, D, and this is O. Let's draw the diagonals. This is O, and our point F is somewhere in here. This is OF. Okay, so that means we have to find either the point OF or the line EF. Which one is easier to find? Now let's form a right angle triangle, so we can use SOHCAHTOA to find EF or OF. Okay, so let's see if we draw a right angle triangle, sorry, a straight line here perpendicular to line AD. We have a right angle triangle right here that we know nothing about. Don't confuse this with H, because this is not H. Okay, and another thing, just because this is 30 degree, it does not mean that the angle right here would be 30 degree. Okay, so this is a right angle triangle. Okay, and let's make another one here. You can go like this, or you can go like this as well. This is a right angle triangle, but there's no point of going like this. Okay, it's easier to go like this. Now we have to find OF, so we need either FD, we can use Pythagoras theorem. If we have two of the sides, we can find the other side, or we can find one of the angle and one of the sides and then find the other side. Okay, that's another option. Since the opposite angle is a right angle triangle, that means there's no point of using SOHCAHTOA. So sorry, my bad, we can use SOHCAHTOA with this angle and that angle. Okay, so let's look at these two triangles. Okay, in here we can find the length of this side, that this total is 12, and we know this is the midpoint, so that means this is 6. Okay, and let's give these names M and N. So MD, sorry, MO 6, and we have to find MF. How are we going to find MF? What we can do is we can use this ratio right here. Okay, assuming M is the midpoint of AD. So that means this is also M, sorry. Okay, so MF, we have to find MF. Before we find MF, the relationship that we have is between AF and FD. So AF over FD is equals to 1 over 4. AF, we can break it down to AM plus MF divided by FD is equals to 1 over 4. Now what is FD here? FD is nothing but MD minus MF. Now what is MD? Since M is the midpoint, MD is basically AM. Okay, If you're finding it difficult to understand, just pause the video and look at the graph. Now what is the value of am? Am is 6. Am is 6, and if we multiply we get 24 plus 4 mf is equals to 6 minus mf. 24 minus 6 is 18, and mf comes to this side. There may have been a mistake somewhere. Okay, I see where the problem is. Our f is not there. That was my biggest mistake. So the f is actually closer to a. So because of that, our f would come to this side. This is f, and this is f. Okay, so that means af is 6 minus, and this is 6 plus. So 24 minus 4 mf is equals to 6 plus mf. 24 minus 6 is equals to mf plus 4 mf. So 5 mf is equals to 18. Mf is equals to 18 over 5, that is 36 over 10, 3.6. This is our mf. So now that we have mf, by the way, don't get distracted while doing this. Why are we doing all of this? In order to find the angle EFO, we need the side. That's why we are doing all this. Okay, don't get distracted. If you find these difficult, just write it down. Okay, what are you trying to do? Okay, find either AF or AO. Okay, in order to find that, we are finding MF. Okay, but before that, maybe calculate the area or something. So in order to find MF, if you needed something more, you would write that down. So once you finish that, you cross that, and then you cross that, you go up. That's how I used to do when I used to do this math as a beginner. Okay, now that we have MF, which is this, we already know this, so we can easily find the OF. So OF squared is equals to MF squared plus OM squared. OM squared. This does not make sense because we don't have OF. So we can't really use this. Sorry, I'm extremely sorry. So we have MF, which is 3.6 squared, and OM is 6 squared. My brain's not working today. Square root of this. So this whole thing comes up to 6 root 34 divided by 5. Okay, this is one way of doing it. Okay, so you won't always do it this way, because this won't be the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay, I want you to be comfortable in any way that comes up to your mind. Okay, the other option was, and we already discussed why are we going this way, either the plane or the base. Okay, why not a different plane, why not a different shape, why are we going with a triangle? Okay, so we already discussed that. Now let's look at this. We already have MF. Okay, we need this side, um, and we have to find this one, so that means we need this side. So in order to find this side, we don't really have anything right here, so maybe we can use H, and then this 30-degree angle to get AE. Once we have AE, can we do something here that would help us find this? Or maybe instead of finding AE, we can find the midpoint, this thing right here from the midpoint, which is OM, basically, like this line directly from the midpoint. Once we have that, we can just calculate EF. Okay, you kind of have to do it in 3 dimension, or draw another triangle, basically. This is our M, this is O, this is E. Take some time to digest the whole thing. Our F is right here. Okay, F is not the midpoint, and this is the midpoint M that we are assuming. The question has not given M, so if you're using M, either draw it or write it down what M is. Okay, basically this triangle, M is the midpoint. So we know this is H, which is 2 root 6, and OM, we have used this here, this is 6, so we can find this square root of 6 squared plus 2 root 6 whole squared. So once we have EM, we can use that here. So what is EM? Square root of 6 squared plus 2 root 6 whole squared is equals to 2 root 15. 2 root 15. This is this, and MF we already found. So EF is, this is method 2. So EF squared is equals to MF squared plus EM squared. So EF is equals to square root of MF is 3.6 squared plus EM is 2 root 15 squared. So let's square root of answer squared. For me, answer is 2 root 15 plus 3.6 squared, which is 4 root 115 or 14 divided by 5. So this is our EF. Okay, so if we go with this method, we already found out EF, this right here, and if we go with this triangle, we found out OF, which is sorry, not that one, this one. Okay, so I'm going to separate this triangle right here, so we can use that triangle properly. So with method 1, we have O at the base and F here, E here. OF we found out 6 root 34 divided by 5. This is OF, and EO we already know H is equals to 2 root 6. So we have to find this angle. So in this case, we are going to use opposite and adjacent. So tan theta is equals to opposite by adjacent. So theta is equals to tan inverse 2 root 6 divided by 6 root 34 divided by 5. This comes up to 34.997, and the question said to the nearest degree, so this is 35 degree. So if we have done our calculations properly, this method should give us the same question, same results. Okay. By the way, MF you still have to find. If you go with this method, you still have to find MF and then find EF. Okay. So let's draw the triangle. This is O, this is F, and this is E. And OF is, we haven't found OF. In this method we have calculated. We have calculated EF, which is this right here, and this is H 2 root 6. So we have to find this angle. Let's call it phi, since we have already used theta, or we can use theta. Then opposite and hypotenuse, so sine theta is equals to 2 root 6 over 4 root 114 divided by 5. If we have done our calculations properly, if we haven't made any mistake, this should come up as 35 as well. So let's do that and hope for the best. Sine inverse 2 root 6, bottom we have 4 root 114 divided by 5 is exactly the same answer as before, 34.997 and change. So the nearest degree is 35 degrees. So you can either go this way or that way. Now which one is easier? Obviously this one, because you only have to draw one shape and get everything from there. But with this you have to draw two triangles. One is this one, the other one is this one. Okay, you need from basically different view, you need a kind of like a top view and then a side view as well. But for this one, top view is enough. Okay, so but the thing is, you decide which one you want to do. You know you can do it multiple ways, and why this is easier, why can't we do it the other way, why can't we do it like this, you have to understand that. And why are we doing it like this, you have to understand it. Otherwise you can memorize the question and the next time slightly different question comes up, you can't solve it. So that's why we broke it down, why we are doing like this, why not the other way, and we have done the other way. And is there a different way to do it? Maybe you could try it out, but these are the only two intuitive method that comes to my mind. Maybe there's a different way to do it, obviously, but these are the intuitive ones, at least to me. Okay, so hope you understand. And if you have any request for a different question that you want me to solve, just drop it in my Discord.